Amazing. Now we're back
Hello,
for
hello.
another live Instagram school live for everybody to watch us
Mhm.
take our shirts off. I'm just kidding. Um, definitely not. but
That's crazy.
that,
That's
but
crazy.
that's crazy.
We're already starting off crazy.
Every coaching call in this flippin' school community is wild. Anyway, all right, cool. So what we're basically talking about today is Sales Wednesday. So it's all things sales calls. So essentially today we're doing how to communicate better on sales calls. If you guys are interested in figuring out how to do that and you want to hop on to our school group so you can basically like actually sell people online like we do every single day, comment the word start. I appreciate it. Anyway, but if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe because we put videos out like this every single day and you don't want to miss them. Anyway, so
Indeed.
what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with how to get better at communication, or do you have like something you want to talk about specifically? I have a few points.
Let's talk about yes. So let's just start off with better communication. I mean, do you want me to start or you?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. We just need to
All
start.
right, cool. So there are a couple of points when it comes to better communication. So better communication is really just about, setting things up correctly, right? And it's very simple. I just have a couple of points. Number one is speak slower than you think you have to, right? For me, I'm a fast talker. As you can see, I'm a fast speaker and I get excited a lot. So I talk, but like people, you gotta understand for you, whatever you're saying this thing, you're doing sales calls every single day. But for the person on the other side, they're like, this is the first time I've seen you. I don't know what the whole thing is. So just be slower than you think you need to, speak louder than you think you need to, and articulate better than I think you need to. So that really comes to saying things slower, but like with communication, it's all about just having that bedrock of speaking slowly, speaking clearly, and just making sure they understand. That's really like 90% of the battle when it comes to communication. Of course, communication, of course, comes into body language and other things like that. And of course, talking. And I think Pedro has some points about that. But my point is like at its core, just make sure they can hear you, understand you, right? That's really what it comes down to with communication. But yeah, it's kind of like basically what I had to start off with.
Continue. Continue.
Okay, cool.
I've
So let's talk
continue.
more about body language. So really, body language on the sales call. This is why some people say that it may be better to even do calls on your phone, not with a Zoom, but it just give or take. But you have to make sure when you're on the call, you look presentable, right? So you look
Oh
presentable.
yeah.
You're on the call, of course, on the call. Get a haircut if you need to. Just look presentable, and make sure you're in a decent area. Don't be in an
Right.
area that's too loud. Don't be in an area where you're on the go. You're in the car. You're moving around. Never ever do that. What I would say is always make sure that if you're in this area, just make sure you're good and you're ready to go. You can hear people. One good take or one good thing I say is bring headphones so you can hear them and they can hear you.
Yep.
As well, sometimes if you're a beginner, I don't need to do this anymore. But if you're a beginner, sometimes it's good to have a notepad just so you can kind of like write down some notes specifically for the prospects that you have. Writing down notes, thinking about like what they want to say, but
Nice.
yeah, that's really, the baseline of communication, I would say, like, the core baseline of, communicating well.
So
Um
I have a few points. So
mhm,
mainly 2 points. The first
mhm.
thing is exposure therapy, and the second is 73855. So
Okay,
I
it is.
yeah, really? I talk about
Yeah.
this all the time. So 73850. I'll start with that. 73855 is essentially 55% of communication is body language.
Mhm.
38% of communication is tonality, and 7% is actually what you say. And this is something that I've learned in door-to-door sales more so than anything else because it's your first point of contact. What's up, Matthew?
What's
How you doing?
up? Hey, what's up?
We're just we're good. We're just going over how to communicate better on sales calls, and I just came up on a little formula that I don't think I've shared a lot on the school group, but I do talk about it a lot for sure.
Mhm, mhm,
So it's basically the premise is 73855. 55% of your communication is body language. 38% is tonality. 7% is the actual words. So 55% of body language is like if I'm just talking to somebody and just looking mad serious like this all the time, you should be like, yeah, so like amazing. So what we do is we just like to like, help out people to get to 10K months and then eventually you can be able to do 20, 50K months. How boring does that sound? It's like what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like what the heck? But now let's say, okay, cool. Now I do the same thing, but essentially just with more body language. Or just like, Yeah, so amazing. So what we're trying to do here is that we're just actually just trying to help you out with everything in your business in order to make 50 or to 100K months. Does that make sense? That doesn't sound exciting. Okay, cool. Now with tonality. It's like, awesome. Well, thank you for hopping on the call. I really appreciate you. Today, we're just really going to go over a few ground rules. And from there, we can actually talk about how to get you from 50 to 100K. Sound good? Oh my God, give him an Emmy. That's crazy. But it's super important, and people neglect it all the flipping time, which is ridiculous. I don't know why, but more so than anything else, it's super critical that people actually implement this not only into their sales calls, but how they communicate with other people, which brings me into my next point. So that's 73855. Then my next point is another way that you can actually get better at communication overall, especially when it comes to sales calls, is exposure therapy. So what does that mean? Literally, when therapists literally go like, "Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of clowns." Yo, if you're afraid of clowns, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's GG after that. But
Hey, bro,
it,
sometimes they be freaky, bro. Sometimes
hey,
they be freaky.
bro, listen, I saw it and I was unfazed. Okay, but obsessed, that was something else. Anyway, but besides the point. So exposure therapy. So in the sense of you have the fear of basically talking to people, which a lot of people do if you're not necessarily an extrovert or you don't do it as a consistent basis, right? One great way to do that is by essentially just talking to more people out in the open, like going outside of your own house and just literally going to opportunities where you can have more conversations or having conversations online. For example, like a lot of coaches that basically run relationships and basically pick up in that regard for men specifically, even women to some point, they always, the first thing that they recommend is exposure therapy. Is like literally get rid of the fear of rejection, like get rid of it. It's like do it as much as possible so it's literally not even a consideration. So and it's the same thing with sales calls. It's like the more sales calls you do, the better you get at them because of the fact that you're unfazed, right? It's like even if they say no, you're still at the point at which that it's like it really doesn't even matter anymore because it's like, oh well, whatever. I got another sales call literally an hour after that. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just moving on to the next. But the point is that if you just implement these two concepts, like 73855, and then just implement also like enough reps that you're essentially desensitized to the fear of rejection, then you're gonna close out. You're gonna basically print every single day of your life. So those are the two main things. I have other things, but those are the two main things that I wanted to get across today.
100%. Yeah. 100%. I would say what's some other things when it comes to body language? I want to say something
Oh
about
yeah, we could deep
mirroring.
dive. Sure, we could do
I want
deep
to talk
dive.
about mirroring,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
1000%.
mirroring is very
Yeah,
important.
1000,
So
super important.
when it comes to sales, so I'm more of a on a sales call. I'm more like ha 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 happy, like all that type of stuff. Some people aren't like that, right? It's so funny
I'm
because
not
I
like
say
that
that I sell women much better because women are emotional. Pedro sells men because they're more logical, and it just has to be a
all the
balance between
time, all the
but the
time. I
point
even have
is,
the
when it comes,
recordings to prove it.
it's true. We do. But the point is like you want to be able to mirror your client, right? So if your client is someone who's very deadpan, no face, not smiling at all, you don't want to be too happy go lucky because then it's going to be like, ugh, they're not going to
Yeah,
like this guy.
yeah,
And so vice versa, if someone's really happy, really bubbly, you want to feed in that energy, right? The
1000%.
sales you have is a transfer of emotion. That's what it really
Yeah,
is at the end of the day, right?
yeah.
So
Agree.
because of that, you want to make sure that you really evaluate who you're talking to.
Mm,
And who you're talking to, you're going to know the type of person you're going to talk to in about maybe 10 to 15 minutes within the call. That's really what you're going to understand. And also when it comes to mirroring, you want to mirror, of course, their how do I not only their body language, but their tonality and their culture. So, for example, if someone comes up to you and they're very like, I would say rude to you, they're like, "Hey, just tell me the price. What could it be?" You have to actually match that. You can't be like, "Oh, well, no." You have to. If they're confrontational, you have to be confrontational too. If
for
they're
sure.
passive, you have to be passive too, right? So it has to
Yeah,
be it's like a dance. It has to be a dance. If you're in a situation, and I used to struggle with this, where it's like if someone's very confrontational to me, I kind of shut down a bit, and that's not good because of course they're not going to respect you. So
of
it's
course.
vice versa. If you're too pushy and someone's trying to like go away, you're going to lose the sale. So mirroring is not only with body language, with culture, tonality, everything involved, you can mirror.
Yeah, and I think it also works with body language too. Like if somebody doesn't have their hands up, and then all of a sudden you're just like throwing them around like a maniac, then it's kind of
Mhm.
counterintuitive because it's very distracting. On top of the fact, like you could also do this with your tonality in the sense pitch wise, right? And I feel like a lot of salespeople don't talk about this mainly because they're not a musician. Okay, it's like I'm literally in a
Mhm.
studio right now. Like this is what I did for 10 years of my life.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
but roughly, what do I mean by pitch? So essentially, there's a difference. You can hear a vocal difference. If I talk like this all the time, it's very different from talking like this all the time, where it's kind of like low, this, that, and the third. Usually, with somebody with a lot of excitement, a lot of bubbliness, they'll be talking up here and this, that, and third. This is called your head voice, right? You can even ask any vocalist in your life. This is called your head voice. Most men, they usually talk in their chest, which is where I'm talking right now, or they're just talking
Mhm.
like in their diaphragm, like down here. Does that make sense? So, like roughly, if you're talking to a man, you're probably going to be in these two zones, whether in your chest or in your diaphragm. Whereas for a girl, you'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, I can't imagine like how much money we're going to make. And on top of that, how much time we're going to save you. It's going to be great. How about we start talking about what I get to offer for you? Okay. And then it's like literally, you're just like, they're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, blah, blah, blah. But this is what I would do all the time with door to door sales. And then I transferred those skills over to online sales, and it's the exact same shit. It's the same
Mhm.
thing. It's the same thing because people are people. It doesn't matter the environment where you hit them up. It just literally is just like it's a transfer of emotion. Exactly. So more so than anything else, especially with also like people who are, I guess, less patient, like more impatient people, like that are basically like, "What's the price? Just tell me this, blah 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 blah." This is like, okay, awesome. Like it's just like you can't. I would also say like if you're going to be stern, like don't necessarily like react to their energy, right? It's just like, well, I'm just gonna show you everything. It's just like all of a sudden you're just like flipping out. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. Matthew's laughing right now, but it's true. It's just like you
Mhm.
have to be calm, cool, collected, and understand. It's like, okay, I've done 50 sales calls before this call. I'm going to be fine. Let me respond in a very cordial, professional manner, but also be very stern. It's like what I told you
Exactly.
on the school post when you literally like posted earlier today. It's just like in the sense, just like, well, you're on this call for a reason, right? Like you either trying to save time or you're trying to make more money. So like, why are you just like you're not shopping around? So you're on here for a reason. So what is it? Like what is the actual problem? You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, oh well, the actual problem is just this, that, and the third. And it's just like, all right, then why are we talking about that? Then you just making me force through something that doesn't even make sense. If I tell you the price
Mhm.
now, you're not going to see the value. And then
Mhm.
they got their hands and it's just like, oh yeah, you got a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. It's like, yeah, no shit. No shit.
Yeah,
It's just
bro. You
very
gotta
annoying.
sometimes you gotta put people in their place, bro. Sometimes
Gotta
people
put people in their place.
come up crazy, like, oh, what it is, well, hey, you can't, hey, you're on the call with me. You came
Yeah.
to me, okay? So you gotta
Yeah.
calm down. Like,
Yes.
what is that? You
And
know?
then the third thing more so, and Matthew, please stop me whenever you have a question because you're on here. You have the floor. But and the last thing is specifically with the words, now that you understand body language and tonality, with the actual words, more so than anything else, you could literally say anything. Like literally anything. There are multiple instances when I was on sales calls or just in door-to-door sales where I would just be saying whatever, but I still sold somebody. And what does that look like? It could be like, oh my goodness, I can't say anything like crazy because then it'll be get demonetized on YouTube. But
Mhm.
like it's just in the sense of like, Albert this and everything like that, and just like we got to the sale and this, that, and the third, and the skyscraper is about 30,000 feet. But do you think this is actually going to work for you? And they're like, yes. And it's like, you didn't even hear a word I said, but did you hear my tonality? Did you see my body movement roughly through the whole thing?
Mhm.
Right? So more so than anything else, it really goes to show like people don't listen to what you have to say. Like they don't listen to what you say; they listen to the tonality and body language. I'll give you a really direct example. I was basically selling somebody at the time when I was doing door to door sales with charities, right? So like if anybody tells you that charities that they're just like actively getting the money from like the people in order to like help people, like yeah, it's a load of BS. I'm gonna tell you, like, trust me, this is like this is somebody from sold hundreds of charity cases. Okay, anyways, but the point is
Mhm.
that I was selling this mom. Right. And obviously, like this mom was coming through and she was just walking down the street. And I just went up to her and I was just like, this, that, and the third. Obviously, I'm not going to go up to a mom and be like, hey, ma'am, would you like to help a child in Africa? Like, Like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like Zach's smiling right now, but it's true. Like you wouldn't do that. Like imagine a dude running up on you like to a woman with a child. Like that's ridiculous. In the
That's
middle of
wild,
the
bro.
street.
That's
It's
wild.
true though. It's true. So I went up to her. I was like, "Excuse me, miss, quick question." And she's just like, "Oh, what do you want?" It's just like we have this amazing offer. We are basically trying to help out these kids in Ethiopia. Would you like 30 seconds so I could actually explain? And then she's blah, blah, blah. So then I explained the thing, this, that, and the third. And I remember
Mhm.
exactly that I told her, I literally deliberately told this woman that I needed to get lunch. That had nothing to do with what we were talking about. And then we started chatting about other stuff and then this, that, and the third. But eventually we came back to the close, which is essentially the part was just like, awesome. Where this is the child, this is our system. Which one would you like to help out? Right. And then all of a sudden, she's like, how did you, like, my team was with me. They were like, how did you sell this person? It's just like, we just had really good energy and she was just really nice. And I was just talking to her like a human. But we were talking about
Yeah.
lunch, her earrings, her how she wants to get into the gym for her husband. Like it was a lot of different stuff. But the point still
Yeah.
stands. It's like people don't listen to the actual words when you're talking to them about sales. It's more so about the tonality and your body language. And if you can get those two down, then the actual words, boom, and you hit it out of the park every single day.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I
It's
wanted to
crazy.
add something on top of that as well. It's like
Yes,
if you're a
please.
very outgoing person, it depends. Sometimes they're extrovert, introvert, or whatever. But if you're a very outgoing person, what you want to do, and a mistake a lot of people in that situation make, is they over talk the client.
Yes.
You never
Yes.
want to over
You
talk
listen.
the client.
You
So when it
listen.
comes down to it, nothing wrong with being bubbly and nice, but you want to understand silence is power because you're going to realize people love talking about themselves, number one. And it's your job to be the type of person to figure out what their situation is. I like to call it the doctor frame, right? When you go to the doctor, you're not going to be like, the doctor's not going to be like, hey, he's not going to start talking to you. He's going to be like, hey, what's the problem? You explain the issue. Okay, how long have you been having this issue? You explain the issue. When does it start? Where does it hurt? Things like that. So you're really trying to gather information to make sure that they can actually, they can make the right decision in buying your product or not. And basically, being bubbly is totally fine, but just make sure you don't talk too much. Because if that's what I like to do sometimes is when the client's done talking, I give like a 2 second like buffer. Because sometimes people are done talking and they're like, well, actually, and they keep going. Sometimes that happens. So give yourself like a 2 second buffer between questions so they can open up a little more.
Yes, sir. Matt, do you have a question while I read this thing that's over here? Like, do you have a particular question or anything regarding sales calls? We can't hear you. Still can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
In New
Yeah, you're muted.
York. Na, na, na,
There you
na,
go.
na,
Okay.
na. There we go.
As far as
Yes.
tonality,
Also, wait 1 second. I'm doubling. My voice is doubling. Red says that my voice is doubling. Zach, if you can
okay.
make sure like the volume on your end is done. Okay, cool. Amazing. Cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, as far as tonality, no, I don't have any questions.
Do you have any
Okay.
questions as far as like how like a sales call should be? Like how should you communicate better? Like exposure therapy, some of the stuff that we like literally just talked about?
I think so as far as the sales call is concerned, I've been deep in this Alex Hormozi book all day.
Yeah. Love Alex.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I have
Wait, which one? Is it the offers book?
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
offers one.
Hey,
Yeah.
SME.
You got it.
Yes.
You know what I'm
They're on my
saying?
nightstand. They're on my nightstand. I love Alex, yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about my offer, and I think that especially since I have no proof, I would probably benefit from switching to a style of basically pay as I get them results
Mhm.
in order to get reviews and proof under my belt, instead of like doing it for people for free, or even charging them when they're gonna be like, who have you done it for? And I have to be like, well, no one.
Mhm.
But if I do it for them, if all they have to pay is their Facebook money, then I can basically there doesn't have to be a guarantee. It could just be you only pay me when you get results.
Okay. Wait, Matthew, what was your offer? Was it the website plus AI thing every month? What was your offer again?
Yeah, I think it was the website plus was the AI receptionist. But I and the Facebook ads. But I mean, yeah, I've been looking at this in the book. He talks so much about giving all of this extra value, basically throwing the entire kitchen sink at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I hadn't thought about that until now. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking I could do the website, do the Facebook ads, and do the receptionist, and then get charged on the back end for like 3 clients.
Well, here's what I would say, because
Mhm.
I have done I have done the web design agency as well. What I would say is, I don't know if you remember my response before, but when it comes down to your certain offer, your offer is a little different because you're giving them a website, a system, and an AI receptionist. So the
Mhm.
thing is, you're not really guaranteeing, let's say, a certain number of leads on their clients, whatever case may be. You're just
Mhm.
giving them the system behind it. So in my opinion, I wouldn't do a pay on results offer, because when you have those systems in place, they should be paying you monthly for those systems in general. Does that make sense? So like,
Okay.
let's say for example, you were doing working with roofers. You're like, hey, I'm gonna get you roofers 10 new clients in 10 months, in 2 months or whatever. That's
Mhm.
a high ticket offer that you can charge a lot. And then you'll be able to kind of like, that offer is different because it's high ticket offer and you don't give them the system behind it. In my
Okay.
opinion, if you're giving them the AI receptionist, the system, and everything in the back end, you should charge them monthly, just so like, once they're intertwined with your system, you can continuously charge them over time. Because in your position, if you're just starting out and you feel like, hey, I don't have a lot of testimonials, whatever, you can charge a little less, but have that recurring revenue. Because it just depends if you want recurring revenue or high ticket. If you were saying, hey, I just want to run Facebook ads for people, great. Just, you can have that results in the back end, like the 30
Mm.
to 30, that money back. But I think just charge, let's say, so for me, when I started, I charged $297 for my first package, at a second package for $497, and that just included the Facebook ads. So I think you could do the same thing.
So it depends on what they want. Like they may need this thing or the other. Like
True, true.
maybe
Well, not with
they
it.
don't need a website. They have a great website. Maybe they don't want a receptionist, but they're not getting enough leads. That's why the receptionist wouldn't work for them. Then we do the Facebook ads. I can get charged on the back end for the Facebook ads just on that
Yeah.
on its own. And then like, but if they're overwhelmed, then I could do the other list of stuff I don't remember that I wrote what I wrote. But,
Mhm.
but that list
Mhm.
of like stuff
So
that can help them if they have too many. If they're like, oh, I don't need more business, but I could save them time in their business, and but that we could do a monthly for, like the receptionist, for example.
Mhm.
so one thing I also want to make very clear is just like, please don't like think like, yes, you need to throw the kitchen sink at people, but like don't just like don't include everything, because then
Mhm.
you're making customizable offers, which is a lot of the issues that I had when I did my agency, right? Granted, it was
Mhm.
it was a different industry, roughly organic content, right? But more so than anything, then people were like, hey, do you know how to run ads? Hey, do you know how to make websites? Hey, you know how to do Google ads? Hey, you know how to do this? You know how to do email? And it's just like all of a sudden now I'm basically managing a crap ton of things when I could just focus on one thing that I was exceptionally good at and then literally get results via that manner, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
more so it's like, if you're gonna double down like on Facebook ads, and do Facebook ads. If you're going to double down on this web design, specifically with like the AI chat box and everything and whatnot, like just like Zach when he started, then do that. But be very careful. Be very
Yeah.
careful with not adding more additional stuff, because like things like throwing the kitchen sink doesn't mean throwing every single ingredient like that you have in the fridge. It means taking all the cartons of milk in the fridge that you got and throwing it at the sink. Does that make sense? There's a
Okay.
there's a huge distinction, and it's a huge like there's a huge distinction. So let's say for example,
That even confused me. You say that again?
I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. Let's say for example that you have one offer, right? Like you know what an offer is. I don't have to friggin' explain. Like you have an offer. Now let's say for example you have offer A, B, and C, right? And next thing you know, like you have for different things for different people. What's going to happen is that you're going to be catering to the people who have offer A, catering to the people who have offer B, catering to the people who have offer C. And that's a lot of work, because then it's really hard for you to scale, because now you're running three different offers, right? So that's number one. Number two, now let's say I have offer A, right? And I happen to have a lot of skill in that specific offer, right? For me, it was social media, right? Like taking videos, this, and the third. For me, it was just like, okay, cool. I'll just run my videos for you. Fantastic. So it started like that, actually, like just doing videos for other people and start posting. And it's like, awesome. Now within the same vein, let's say that offer is a carton of milk, right? It's like in that same vein, it was still within the same specific thing, which is social media marketing, right? It's like, I'll schedule everything for you. I'll post everything for you. I'll make sure you get clients from social media. I'll make sure that you actually run every single piece of content and you have a strategy behind everything, but it's still within the same lane. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're doing the website thing, it'd be more so like the AI chat box, the appointment setter, the this, that, and the third, all within the same lane. Yes, throw the kitchen sink 1000%, but not when it's 5 different ingredients. If it's the same ingredient, you're going to throw multiple cartons of milk at it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Multiple cartons of milk. Okay. Because I was like, my thought process was Facebook ads gets people in the door, and then it needs to go to, Facebook ads in the lead form and all that kind of stuff, and then that goes to the website calendar. They need that in order to book appointments, and then we have and then if they want to call, they get the receptionist or the text back from on the website, so that they don't have to worry about that. And then I guess that's the main thing. That's pretty much the main situation. I figured I felt like it was all in the same same world, but is it kind of too separate?
I would say, because like, here's what I would say, because like literally the exact, like, this is my exact offer, so I got you. So I think you should have 2 different tiers for this. First tier, give them the website, the systems, the AI systems, right? The website and the AI systems and the whole go high level, that's there to help save them time. It's help save them time and give them systems so that they can get more leads consistently with one channel. If they want to say, hey, this is awesome, but I want more leads, just add on Facebook ads to that. That's all you got to do.
Got you. I like that.
Exactly.
Okay. And the Facebook ads could be the back end. I can get that on the back end because I haven't gotten results for it. At least for the first 2, I can get that on the back end, and then the rest of it I could do monthly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, love it.
Right. What I
meant, just charge more,
charge more.
If you like charge like 300 for the bottom tier, top tier charge like 800.
Yeah,
something like that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Or they could choose which one they want to do.
Yeah, they can choose one they want to do.
Yeah. Either you pay this much monthly, or you pay me on the back end. Which one would you rather do?
Yeah.
Would that work?
As an option close. Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, I think that's the play.
I hadn't separated it, but I like that idea.
But yeah,
one is saving people, one is giving more money.
Correct. So more so than anything else, you have to take into consideration, just like when you're option closing, that you make it very clear that they don't have an option to say no. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll give you an example. It's like, Zach, like, I really want to go get ice cream. Are you thinking ice cream or gelato?
No.
Brother, we're giving the example. Get out of here. Hello? Answer the freaking question. Oh my god. Gelato. Awesome. Do you think we should get lemon or mint?
I'll take mint. Who has lemon? Lemon's disgusting.
Awesome. Then let's go get mint ice cream. So it's like, I just basically asked him to go do something with me, and I didn't ask him as like whether if he wanted to do this, yes or no. It's a very trivial example. Actually, Selby Sapp, she basically did that recently with her boyfriend Alex Eubank, which I thought was hilarious, which is true. She was just like, hey, are you thinking about getting me like espresso or a coffee from a shop? And it's like, espresso, of course. And it's just like, do you think I could drink that now or like in an hour? and then she, dude, I know. I was like, yo.
I love it.
So, but that's why she's at where she's at. But I use option closes all the time, especially when it comes to price, right? It's like, do you want to do this specifically or that specifically? It comes from assumptive language. Roughly. It's more so, it's just like, I know for a fact you want to do this with the assumption. It's like, would you want to do option A or option B?
Okay.
That makes sense?
I love that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna separate it. Okay, so we have that's like 2 separate packages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. What if I now I saw this website for real estate agents
Yes.
doing basically leads. It was on the back end when the realtor closes the house,
The
which is
listing.
I think it's kind of the listing. I think it's kind of a lot because it takes a year to do that. They must have obviously, they have a lot of cash flow. But I could advertise the back end Facebook thing. What do you think about putting both of them on my website? Essentially, I think the Facebook ads and the lead and everything else. Facebook ad, the website, and have these 2 separate packages. Advertising that one could be on the back end, and also advertising saving time. But then if they want monthly Facebook ads on the back end, then I do give them that option.
I would say right now, overall, I think so. I don't want us to get confused. I feel like there's like a lot of like back end, front end, I just want you to think about it like this, bro. Like I think genuinely, just have 2 packages. Just have 2 packages. Don't think about the back end. Don't think about the front end. Just 2 packages. If someone wants to work with you and save time and get the leads and systems, you could charge what, 300 a month. If they want to get more leads and more ads along with that, it's just 500 a month. Just make it super simple. Because the thing is, though, you want to make sure that you can explain your offer to your client. Because if you explain to your client, like, wait, I don't understand, and then you have too many things, it's not good.
Right.
So I'd say just have those 2. Just have one as the low ticket 300 for the website design and whatever, and then the high ticket one. Well, higher ticket would be the Facebook ads.
Love it. Okay, I'm gonna do that. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Now, can we please come back to the topic of today, which is better to communicate?
Okay, sure.
Do you have any questions regarding that? If not, we could. I have one more thing to say, and then we can.
No, I don't actually.
Okay, cool. That's all good. So one more. Zach, did you want to say something, or do you? Can I? Okay, cool, awesome. So at least for me, specifically, like the last thing I want to say on the specific topic before we end and close here is just mainly like I want people to take into consideration that they can do mock sales calls at any time, literally at any time, which is literally more in tandem with exposure therapy. Like you don't necessarily have to go outside, even though I said that you could, even though I think it's great. But if you're basically introverted and you want to stay home and you want to get to the point that you actually get a lot of practice, I would say do mock sales calls. Mock sales calls with anybody in the school group. Mock sales calls with anybody that's your friend. Mock sales calls with anybody. Because the point is that like there's only one way that you're going to get better, and it's by doing more reps, right? And the more reps that you do, the better you get at the skill. The better you get the skill, the easier it is to close people. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Absolutely.
All right. Nobody wants to hear me talk about sales anymore, so I'm gonna leave now. I'm just playing. But anyway, thank you for everybody that's come to this live. I actually have to go somewhere, but I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. If you guys are watching this from YouTube, fantastic. Subscribe, like, and comment. Really appreciate you. Otherwise, if you're watching this from Instagram Live and you want to join our school group, or if you're watching this from YouTube, click the first link in the description, or just comment the word start. And you can get on a call and see if we can actually help you out. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next episode.
See you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys.